Hi there, beauties. How's everyone doing today? Just going to apologise for the earphones straight up. I've got these on because there's some pretty heavy construction noise happening next door to my house right now, and I can't hear you, and you wouldn't be able to hear me so well over the banging, so this is the best way to go. I wanted to chime in here because I've popped through into a deeper realization and a deeper embodiment, I guess, of something that I'm often talking about to do with this ascension and this awakening process that we're all going to, and that is learning to move beyond and to harmonise duality. And you know, if you read my posts or look at my posts or follow any of the things that I share, then you'll know that I'm often talking about transforming heavy energy, about becoming the crystal, about also standing in your sovereign right to say no to these heavier energies when they arrive. And I also want to share, as I did with one of my beautiful sisters and graduates of she's done my training with me quite a few times now, and I shared with her the other day that once we have reached a fully awakened state, and once we have fully remembered the truth of who we really are beyond the egoic mind, then there is no duality. There is no good or bad. There is no evil. All of it arises from love. And even the heavier energies, the hucha energy, doesn't really want to be hucha. The true nature of everything is light, and the true nature of everything is love. And these heavy energies have a very specific role to play in our evolution and in our awakening and in the awakening of this beautiful planet of Pachamama. So they exist, but their true nature still is to be love. It still is to be light. And for me, in my own personal practice and journey, it's what I'm continually bringing myself back to remembering. And also having the understanding, the awareness, the compassion for myself as the human in this suit, as I fully embody and remember that. And also remembering that I get to choose how I want to, confirmation, how I would like to move through this awakening process. Do I want to do it in love, or do I want to do it in fear and in pain? And which wolf do I want to feed? Do I want to create more separation and more division? Or am I really ready to remember that there is no other? And that everything that happens, you know, it's not even that it's a mirror of me, it's that it's an aspect of, you know? So last night I posted something after getting some pretty gnarly news here in Bali, and I've noticed of late, recently, for some weeks now, and particularly strong in the last couple of weeks, I would say, an enormous amount of fire energy. Now, I'm not an astrologer, I don't follow the planets, I don't really look at much of that kind of stuff at all, and I just know what I feel. And often what I feel, like many of us, matches, what you'll see pop up here and there on social media. Apparently there are planets in creating a fire aspect, or, solar flares or whatever it might be. I don't really care about any of that. I say that with all respect. What I am interested in is what this means for me and what this means for us collectively. Where it comes from doesn't really matter, because it's coming in for us, And the fire, its job and its true nature is to purify. But it can also burn and burn out. And so as this fire energy moves through us, and as this fire energy has moved through me, it's creating, triggering, exacerbating situations that we see on the outside, like what's going on the planet right now, like situations like what happened for me yesterday, where all of a sudden I was told I'm not allowed to leave Bali unless I'm vaccinated with the Indonesian vaccine. And it brings up an enormous amount of this fire energy, which is awesome, because it's, really this is the passion. This activates this Kelsei energy, this life force energy. And at the same time, it kind of messages from the element of the air. And at the same time, it really gives an opportunity for me to examine really where I'm at, really what I believe, how I feel, and how I want to share, and how I want to lead by example, and how I want to walk my talk. I very, very strongly feel within my being, my truth is that this is all a game, that none of it is the truth of who we really are, and that we're constantly being given opportunities to decide how truly we're really ready to embody that, and to walk that, and to know that. And so yesterday, when I had quite a strong reaction to this information that I received, I noticed that there was a part of my ego that wanted and needed to be validated, and that wanted to continue to buy into the story and the illusion of separation. So please don't get me wrong, like I'm not saying that everything is love and light, because I think that is also a falsehood. I feel like if we aren't willing to admit and to embrace the heavier aspects, the heavier energies, the duality, then we're bypassing them and we're ignoring them, and we're actually doing the opposite of harmonizing them. We're just creating a like Stepford Wives version of spirituality where everything's fine, everything's good, and it's not true. There is duality, we're here in this 3D realm, I believe that where we originate from, our divine origins, is, as they say in the Andean tradition, it's the place where the sun never sets nor rises, the place of that galactic sun where it's eternal light, and it's beyond the duality. But our job here, my job here, which is I've come here in service to Mother Earth to assist in her awakening, then my job is to learn to harmonise that duality, not to feed it and to make it bigger. And also in understanding this, knowing myself and all of us as absolute masterful creators, and that our words and our frequency and our feelings and our energy and what we put out there and what we share is absolutely magnetic, not for just what we're going to attract, but for what we're creating more of, for what the program that we're setting for the universe. So there, even more so, I took that post down last night because it had such a beautiful, strong, powerful, supportive, loving response from all of you beautiful beings that interacted with it. And at the same time, I realized that the fire had consumed me in that moment. So rather than working with the fire to purify, I had allowed myself to fall into exactly what I am always guiding others to not. I didn't give a high quality no thank you to these heavier frequencies. And by the way, the no comes more from embracing the heavy energies than it does from blocking. You know, when we fully can embrace and say, bring it on, come, because you know that everything arises from love, and you know that from in that place beyond duality there is no evil. That is how you transform effortlessly without taking any of it on. That is becoming the crystal, actually. And because there is free will here on this planet and there's choice, those heavier frequencies have the choice. They don't have to be transformed. They don't have to return, let's say, to their true nature, which is love. They have the choice. And I have the choice to say, well, if you're not ready to be transformed, then I'm sorry, but you're not welcome here. And that's the no, that's the high quality no. But then giving into the heavier energies, giving into the duality and creating more of a gap, feeding the heavy energies instead of harmonizing them, is what I did last night by posting the post that I posted. And it was valid, and there are people on the planet that are and need to be in that very reactive fire space to get change happening, you know, on the ground level. That's the service of some on the planet. And then what I'd like to just invite is that we move beyond, and as I'm going to say it again, it's not all light and love, but it's knowing that this is all the playing out of a game. All of these things that are happening here, all of the characters in your life are just that. They're characters. And they are it's a divinely orchestrated play to give us the opportunity to remember. And so I'm super grateful for that process that I had yesterday, because an enormous amount of energy flooded through me. As I said to you yesterday in that post in the morning, I felt a lot of very dense fear and anxiety come in before I even opened my eyes, and straight away I just called on the light. I called on my program that it all be light, that only the highest frequencies, and that those are ready to be transformed, you're more than welcome here, come, but the ones that aren't, you must leave now. And the grace and the bliss that engulfed my body yesterday was so profound. And then this thing came up last night and it took me. But the fire, because I caught it, because I got it, I allowed the fire to transmute and transform rather than to burn out. And as a result, I got the guidance big time last night. Cancel, like delete that message. That's not the leader that you want to be. It's not the example that you want to set. The only answer to all of this is universal love. And we reach this place of universal love through acceptance of the shadow. That's how we transform it. And so today I feel like something very deep has shifted inside of me. I feel like grace has entered the building, and a deeper embodiment and a deeper remembering of this. Yeah. Doesn't mean to say that what's going on is easy, and it does not mean to say that it is right. But I do believe that we need to watch what narrative we're giving our attention to. Really watch where you are using and how you are using your words. Because words are, you've heard it before, they're your prayers. They're the most powerful spells, and on social media especially, because you get like a volition happening. You get like a rush of energy behind the words from all of the people interacting. And what wolf do we want to feed? Do we want to continue to create division and separation and duality by giving our attention and our energy and draining and actually disempowering ourselves by giving into the separation and to the illusion of separation? Or do we want to acknowledge it and also acknowledge that these heavy energies, that the source, the origin of all is love? The origin of all is light. Now that's not saying be in the light, of course. That's saying discernment. That's saying know yourself as a master of love, as a master of light, and know that you can absolutely transform these energies with that. And it's not easy, and we're going to be tested on this even more. And there's going to be more emotional hugeness as we remember more, and we're not going to have the memories of where the fire, where the grief, where the injustice. I mean, we'll have the obvious things that we see in front of us, but this fire energy is purging on an akashic level, on a karmic level, on a planetary level. So a lot of the time we won't even know where the stuff is coming from, but for those of you that work with me, you know that what I'm always going on about, and this is through my work, through my medicine work, is that we need to go into the body and work with the feeling in the body to move through, which is what I did last night, which is what I did this morning. And please don't underestimate how powerful doing that within yourself is for changing and healing and assisting the ascension of Mother Earth and of the collective, of your human family. All right, my loves, have a beautiful day, and take it or leave it, as I always say. Just hold what resonates. Some of you will totally agree with this. Some of you will think I'm, this or that. Doesn't matter. I know where I want to be, and I know where I'm headed, and I know that I'm here to assist in the best way that I can, just by leading by example. That's all it is, and by doing my best to stay and know myself as universal love. Okay, bye for now. See you soon.